Hello, welcome to my latest video. I'm back to landscapes, but not English landscapes. This time I've gone for an Alaskan landscape. So please watch the video and see what you think. If you like what you see and want to see more, please like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out. So thank you very much. As always, the first thing to do is to block in the basic colours of the whole picture, just to get rid of the white. I'm mostly using just the mid-tones here, and it really is a great way to get a feel for how the painting will look. As soon as this is finished, I'm going back over the sky for the proper layer. Just made a graduation there, and here I'm putting the paint on quite crudely and then blending it out with an actual makeup brush. I find these makeup brushes better quality than the artist's equivalent. The final thing to do with the clouds is to just crispen up that top right edge where the cloud would get most light. Now that's done, I'm going to paint the picture from background to foreground, so the next stage is these faraway mountains. When things are this far away, they're very faint, and basically they've gone grey. You grey the colour down, and to grey a colour, you add its complementary. Now the next mountain here is a little closer, so the colours are warmer and more saturated. I'm just keeping a close eye on the reference photo and mixing the colours as accurately as possible. The accuracy of the mixed colours is far more important than the accuracy of the drawing. So do spend time on making sure you've got the colour just right. As you can see, I'm adding more detail as you get closer to the foreground. This left-hand mountain, I think, might not even apply to it might not be technically a mountain, just a very steep hill, because this one is full of bushes. It's although it's a similar height to the other ones, that's because of perspective. This left hand one is a lot lower, hence there's no snow on it and it's just full of foliage, which I'm not copying the photo exactly, I'm just seeing the patterns and trying to replicate the pattern. Now here is a tree line that goes all the way from left to right, sort of hugging the lake. and I'm just putting an initial sort of texture down, and here I'm now putting the mid-tones in with a fan brush. This fan brush, I'm just very lightly touching the panel. Now with the colour that's right for the highlight, I'm defining the edge of all the trees, so now you can start to see that it's all individual trees. I've got quite a wide brush here, but I'm actually only using the very, very edge, the very, very corner of the brush. I do find it easier to control than using a smaller normal brush. Last thing to do is to put the darkest darks in, and onto the lake itself. Here I'm just covering it with all the colours, and then I'll be, you see here, I'm blending with it's a fan brush that's made for blending. It's got very soft bristles. I'm just looking at the reference photo and trying to replicate what I see. The technique I'm doing here is I've got a rigger brush and I've thinned the paint out with a solvent. I'm using white spirit, and the paint is very thin, and the rigger brush has been splayed out somewhat, so it's sort of like a very miniature fan brush in a way, and I'm using that to indicate all the little lines which are grasses. Now as I've got to the foreground, I'm still using that same rigger to put the individual blades in, although there you just saw me briefly use a rake brush to put some background dark grasses in. Now back to the rigger, doing the blades individually. It's surprisingly quick to do this, because I'm doing it very, very fast. That seems to help keep the blades thin. If you go slow, you seem to press into the board a bit more, and it fattens out. Now, just to break up the monotony, I've added these flowers. I've no idea what they are. Some sort of alpine plant, I guess. And I think the red of those just helps the greens. They were actually in the photo, but much bigger. Well, that's the end of it, and I hope you like the results. If you enjoyed what you see, please like and subscribe, and you could also press that notification bell to be notified when another video comes out. Thank you for watching. Bye.